What's up, Pokerbrandon here. Just want to throw in that the goal of these hands is so that you can hear the other point of view of a 5-5 player who's consistently playing 5-5 in Southern California. Anyway, this hand is going to be played at the Gardens Casino in Hawaiian Gardens, California, Sunday around 1 p.m. It is 5-5 no limit hold'em, $300 to $600 buy-in. I open pocket jacks to $35 because there's actually a new player in the cutoff who posted $5, so the pot is actually $15 when I open. This is only my third hand, so this is a new table. I table changed. This is my third hand. Okay, so let's get to the hand. So hijack to my left is going to raise me, and this player specifically, I had played 2 years ago with him, maybe more than 10 times, more than 10 sessions, playing 2-3 no limit hold'em, 1 to 300 buy-in at the bike. And I sort of remembered how he played. He was never dumb. He was not loose. He played properly. He folded when he needed to, so he knows the game well. He's a regular. He 3-bets me to 105. It's going to fold all the way around to me. Now, when he put out the chips to raise me, he put out 35, and then he stacked a 35 stack, and then he tripled that stack, and then he stacked all three of those stacks on top of each other and slid it into the middle. To me, that just sort of tells me he's more of like a proper player. His sizing, he wants to like exactly triple it, and it just gives me more assurance that he's the thinking poker player. He's not just a random guy having a random day. He's thinking about poker. Anyway, so the hands that I figure he's gonna raise me are, the ace kings, obviously aces, kings, and queens. I think will always 3-bet. Ace king suited, ace king offsuit. I'm only ahead of ace king suited and ace king offsuit and pocket tens that might want to 3-bet me here. I'm trying to think if he would 3-bet me with like pocket nines, and I don't think he's the type of player to do so, but maybe he has adapted and is now willing to do so, and he may do that. Like, I feel like that might be part of his game. So I don't think a jam here over his 3-bet is profitable in the long run against this type of player. I think he's just going to snap me off with aces, kings, and queens, which I'm crushed. And he's always going to call with like ace king suited and ace king offsuit, in which case I'm just flipping a coin for my money, and I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to flip a coin for 100 big blinds. That's not how I want to play poker. I want to get my money in with like 70% or more. I feel even occasionally the 55, 60s are okay. In this case, yes, I'm ahead, probably like 54%, I believe, against ace king, but just the probability of him having all the aces, kings, and queens that have me crushed, I don't think it would be completely profitable here to just jam here. Although against some players, yes, I think a jam here probably works because they're 3-betting with like ace 5, ace 10, But anyway, so I just call. We're gonna end up going heads up to a flop. So the flop is going to come out, and it's going to give me some deja vu. So in this hand I have pocket jacks, right? But a couple days ago, I think I posted this on hand number 1, and this was actually the inspiration for me to make hands on this new series of just talking about individual hands. Is I had pocket queens a couple days ago. I 3-bet, I got called, and the flop came out ace king on the flop. So I sort of got deja vu here. So when I saw this flop come ace king 5, in this circumstance, I'm the one calling with pocket jacks, but I immediately thought about how my other player could have pocket queens. So obviously he 3-bet me. He's going to 3-bet me with hands like ace king, aces, and kings, right? Occasionally the suited aces. But what sticks out in my brain more on this flop is that he probably has a high frequency here of pocket queens, because there's an ace on the board, there's a king on the board, and I feel like if he has aces or kings, those cards aren't going to come. But yeah, he could have the ace king, I suppose, flop 2 pair. But it feels like it's unlikely. So I really get like a huge like just intuition that he has pocket queens here. I check it, he checks behind. We go to a turn, the turn is a 7 of diamonds. Now after he checks behind, it just really solidifies to me that he has a hand like pocket queens. Like almost, I almost feel like intuitively, I just know he has queens. But I want queens to fold now. I don't think my hand's good. If he's checking a weak ace, I'm beat. I really feel though that he has hands like pocket queens, but occasionally I think he could have pocket tens, maybe nines, in which case if I check it here, I don't want to see him bet because I'm going to want to fold. So I think I want to put out a bet here I don't expect tens to call all the time, but I do expect them to call sometimes, but I mainly want queens to fold here when I put out this bet. I'm not giving him a range of like king queen here. I think that yes, he could have slow played me with the hands like pocket kings and pocket aces. I think that they're going to slow play a lot on this flop, but I think kings would want to bet. Like if he had pocket kings on the flop, I think he's going to put out a bet. Even pocket aces I feel like would put out a small bet. Any ace I feel like would put out a bet. So I feel like really he has pocket tens or pocket queens here, all like just super high frequency at the time. So I want queens to fold. So I think I tanked for about probably 30 seconds before realizing that I need to put out a bet here to make queens fold, and I feel like 75 is right. So I bet 75. I think that's going to be enough to just make this player just hate the flop and give up with queens, tens and nines. I want the call, but I don't expect them to continue a lot. So when I put out this bet, I just really feel like tens and nines maybe will call, in which case I'm still good. And I'm at least controlling the pot and blocking this. Maybe eights, maybe sixes, maybe I just don't think he's 3-betting those pre-flop. Players at 5-5, they're generally not 3-betting those pocket pairs. They're mostly 3-betting aces. They're mostly 3-betting kings, queens, jacks, maybe tens, ace king suited a lot. It's like number one high frequency 3-bet. So obviously I'm being trapped if he has the ace king, aces or kings, but I just really feel like a lot of the time players will put out bets with ace king, aces or kings, even though they hit a monster. Especially a hand like ace queen, I feel like that's always going to put out a bet on the flop. I don't think it's ever going to check. I don't think he's the type of player to check it for a deception. Queens is just like 99% of the time he's going to want to check it. Tens is going to check that flop and try to get to showdown. So I want queens to fold here. I don't care if tens calls. He ends up putting in the call after about 15 seconds and we go to a river. When he calls here, I am sort of feeling like I hope he didn't call with queens, and I really hope I'm not being trapped. But it all that thinking and worrying kind of goes out the window when I see the jack on the river. And in this spot now, I'm just trying to figure out how can I get max value from a scared pocket queens. And the way I feel like the best way to do it is to actually try to get max value from a scared pocket tens, because if I can size up just right to get tens to call, I think queens will call. I want to jam all in here, but I sort of think about it, and if I put in 320 here, like as you see here, and queens is looking at a $320 bet on this board, I just don't think queens is ever going to call. I think queens will lay it down, especially tens will lay that down. So because I don't think I can get called if I jam, I feel like I got to go lower, and I'm just trying to figure out what is the best size to get called by tens. So the goal here is to get called by tens, because if tens will call, queens will call, and maybe even nines will call. Maybe. I'm never folding if I do get jammed on. So yes, if I'm being slow played and he has a hand not tens, But if he has a hand like pocket aces or pocket kings, I'm gonna always pay him off. It really feels though like he has a hand like pocket tens and pocket queens. And I think one of the most beneficial things we can do in poker, especially 5-5 no limit hold'em, I guess, is target hands. Like, I think when players bet, sometimes they bet without thinking, and I think you can profit more if you target appropriately. So goal here is to target pocket tens and maybe make it look like I had a hand like pocket nines, who recognized the fear on the flop with his flop check. I could have hands like pocket eights, pocket sixes, pocket fours. I think this player knows that I am a thinking player as well. He has definitely remembered me, and I think I may have put out a couple bluffs in the past. Actually, a lot of 2-3 bluffs in the past. I'm sure he's seen many. If he has a hand like pocket queens, I'm pretty sure he can range me to like a 10 jack suited here, like 10 jack of diamonds that may want to bet on this river. So I think he will also give me the credit to having like all the pocket pairs, 2s, 3s, 4s, 6s, 8s. But in reality, I have pocket jacks, and I think a $175 half pot bet is going to be perfect to get max value from a hand like pocket tens. Now I'm running it through my brain. He doesn't jam, but if he did, right, if he jammed his stack here, I think 100% of the time it's always going to be aces. Maybe not 100%. It's probably going to be aces and kings like 90% of the time. And then 10% of the time, I feel like he could have ace king suited that thinks he's good, and he's trying to get max value from like ace jack or ace queen. But I guess that makes sense. But because he could have ace king here on a jam, I would always call off the jam. But getting back to the hand, I bet half pot, $175, and he doesn't look happy. He seems a little bit frustrated, and then he makes the call. And after all of that body language, demeanor, I just really feel like I pegged him perfectly. He has pocket queens. I show my pocket jacks after he puts in the call, and he shakes his head, and he did indeed show pocket queens. So I read was absolutely perfect. If you go back and watch hand number 1 that I posted a couple days ago in this hand series, I was in his exact same spot, somewhat, and I think that hand sort of stayed in my brain here, and it helped me arrange him perfectly. But yeah, so how do you think I sized this river bet? Do you think, I'm going to tell you that I think in hindsight that my sizing on the turn to try to get queens to fold was wrong. I think I should have went bigger. You tell me, what do you think about that turn sizing with the goal to fold out queens there? But I think on the river here, I played it perfect. I don't know, you tell me. I'm Pokerbrandon. I'm out.